Hey, good afternoon, guys. This KB5 MIQ Big Boy. I want to talk to you a few minutes about a subject I read today. I want to thank everybody for the great comments, and we got on the last video, the Ham Shack visits. I've got about 5 weeks of those lined up. So, guys, those give you new guys some perspective on different shacks, different people's skill levels, different things we're into in ham radio. I have decided the only thing I'm not going to go outside and film is antennas. I'm going to ask in the interview what kind of antennas the person is running, and but everybody's antenna situation is going to be different for their location. We'll give a big shout out to Broken Circuit Ranch, Circle 6 Bell Drop, and MRG Labs for their continued support of the channel. Links for Broken Circuit Ranch, Circle 6 Mail Drop are always in the description, and MRG Labs is always info at the beginning of the video. Before I get into today's subject, I've got an email from a listener I want to share with y'all right quick, and I think it's pretty pertinent in today's time in ham radio. And like I said, I don't use a script, so luckily I didn't forget it. Let me pull it up here right quick. With all the other spam email I get on a regular basis. And I should have done had it pulled up. I apologize. Come on. Well, dang, where'd it go? Yep, here we go. My NASA engineer buddy. This is from David Latchall, WB5UPT. Y'all heard me make the comment about NASA engineer remarks. Well, he's my NASA engineer buddy. He's a longtime subscriber, supporter of the channel. David, you might not be surprised to hear that there were a lot of tables. Let me back this up. He is reporting on the Texas City Ham Fest after action report. It's a ham fest that I had listed before up until the date it happened. David, you might not be surprised to hear there are a lot of tables set up on behalf of Silent Keys selling their gear reasonably and offering their books for free. I saw ARRL handbooks for various years, magazine collections, even engineering textbooks. Did I mention that these were all free? In discussion with one of the vendors who had free handbooks, he lamented that most hams can't even draw a schematic diagram nowadays. In my experience, those handbooks from the 60s and 70s not only informed my passion for what will become my vocation as an engineer, but in final analysis, the first 10 chapters of any handbook hasn't changed fundamentally since 1950. And the laws of physics on which those fundamentals depend on hasn't changed in the centuries since they were discovered. Why not pick up an older handbook and learn about, say, schematics? It struck me as though I'm going through the books from a ham who's also a Texas registered professional engineer that a lot of ham-related material in his textbooks and reference books available for free was priceless. I was deeply moved by the ability to turn the pages in the many volumes of his extensive library, as well by the realization that we only have so much time on this earth and all of our stuff will be boxed up someday, as we saw here. I am convinced the economical path into ham radio from a new ham perspective is not buying more foreign-built stuff, but learning to test, troubleshoot, and repair all the really great gear that's already there, already here. For instance, I'm a Kenwood TS440 guy. While in conversation with a club member working on the Silent Keys table, he offered me a TS440 free on the spot. I would have taken it, except I don't have space for another radio. I have 3 already. Most everyone at the Ham Fest was retirement age or older. Very soon there will be a tsunami of entire stations moved out to the curb. As this generation passes, the grandkids need to get Grandpa's house ready to sell next Friday. Capture and store this tsunami. Monthly rent on storage make it too expensive and space too inadequate to hoard this coming tsunami of gear. I think how the world of ham radio needs to return to its roots of the Tinker, the Maxim, the DeForest, the Fresendens, and the Armstrongs. The Dilbert nerds who take stuff apart and try to put it back together. Today's maker community and the kids who take on Micro's dirty jobs, and Mr. Carlson's Lab YouTube channel, and all the folks who fix stuff, not just to monetize content, but actually to demonstrate that you can touch a soldering iron and live to tell about it. I'm refocusing my attention to mentoring folks, not just in amateur radio, but in how it works and why, and how to keep documentation and keep it all running in top shape. Thanks for the chance to vent. I've had this on my heart for a few days, and writing it down helps me process. And again, thank you for one of the best down to earth YouTube channels on the subject out there. David Lashaw, WB5UPT, your NASA engineer. David, thank you very much. There's a whole lot of truth in everything you just said. And hopefully I can show some of that through my shack visits. And you saw that with Jeff's shack. So guys, that's a lot of good stuff to think about right there. All right, let's talk about Solar Cycle 25. Recent data and expert predictions suggest that Solar Cycle 25 has likely reached its peak solar maximum and now may be entering its declining phase. The most recent and accurate predictions based on up-to-date sunspot data indicate that the new solar maximum for solar cycle 25 most likely occurred between August and November 2024. This is earlier than the original forecast of July 2025. The NOAA Space Weather Prediction Center's latest rolling prediction as of March 2025 supports the view that the maximum has already occurred and we could be in the declining phase of solar cycle 25. Okay, now what does all that mean that I just said, especially for technician operators? First thing is you're probably going to start seeing on social media the doomsday comments. You techs just need to sell your gear, get off HF. You can't talk to anybody. 10 meters is dead. All right. Well, let's address that. First off, if you look at the band plan, techs have CW privileges on 80, 40, and 15. And like Jeff said in the video that we just posted, there's other ways to work CW now with a computer. So you still got access to band on HL. Now, let me give you my perspective. Because I've been a 10-meter operator, even though I'm an extra class ham. 10 meters is still my favorite band, and I've operated it for a long time. And yes, I got into this hobby when the last solar cycle was really booming. Had a lot of fun. About 99, I bowed out of the hobby for a while, kept my ticket up due to military and family things, and started back at about 06 when I bought this 897. And 10-meter band, according to everybody, all the experts, 10 meters dead, you're wasting your time. Well, let me give you my perspective on when they say the 10-meter band is dead. I don't think the 10-meter band is actually dead, per se. It's very diminished. I'm not stupid. I'll be enough to admit that. I can admit that, but I don't believe it's ever dead. You'll still hear Central America. And a lot of people, well, that's just Central America. Well, they're contacts. They're valid countries for DXCC. And I've worked all 20 of them. And they're good, valid contacts. May not be open as much, but you can work them. Actually, I got my first contact in Britain at the bottom of the solar cycle before solar cycle 25 started up. You're going to get on 10 meters when this solar cycle starts going out, and it's just going to sound dead. Call CQ. Call CQ. That's the easiest way to find out if the band is dead. And here's another trick. Turn your wattage down to 5 watts and call CQQRP, and you'll find out for sure if it's dead then. Because I guarantee you somebody will answer you. Put a mobile in your rig. Call CQ Mobile. People love to work mobile stations. And here is the best of all cure for solar cycle 25 going out. Upgrade to general. It's easier now than it's ever been. Do some studying, upgrade to general, and then you'll have your choice of anywhere on HF bands to talk on. Honestly, when the solar cycle was at its bottom, I had better luck on 17 meters with DX contacts than I do right now. I don't know what that means, but I do know that I made more DX contacts on 17 when 10 was diminished. And I'm not going to try not to say the word dead. But don't let the naysayers keep you from getting in the radio because 10 meters may be dead, as they say it. Get on the air, enjoy the hobby. FT8, I'm going to say in 10 meters, it's probably going to still FT8 may work a little bit. Who knows? I've never worked FT8 on a low band cycle, but I may try it on 10 meters when the band completely drops or diminishes down more. I've been on 20 meter FT8 more lately. But regardless, don't pay attention to the naysayers about diminished bands on 10, diminished operation on 10 meters. Get on there, have some fun, upgrade your license, practice some CW, get on the lower bands that you got access to on CW. Main thing about this hobby is get in it and have some fun and enjoy it. Yes, that's about all I can think of today. The next shack visit will be next Wednesday with KI5TKY. Be sure and sign up for MTC's email list. They are putting stuff out constantly about different sales and coupon codes. That's the easiest way to stay up to date on it. Yes, I appreciate everybody subscribed to the channel. We're at 1,929 subscribers. We hit 2,000, we'll do a giveaway. It's KB5 MIQ Big Boy 73.